I'm doing fantastic, Mr. Frank. How you doing? Yeah, absolutely. This track has always been a favorite of mine. Well, probably my second favorite track next to Crandon. But no, this track it's tight, it's technical, tight corners, 180s, and it's just so incredibly hard to pass here. But when you do get that pass, it's just a good feeling. And then once you do get it, you're like, well, now I gotta hold off that guy because you kind of did him dirty getting around him. So yeah, you know how it is. Kind of a love hate relationship with everything. Yep. It looks like a lot of Yeah, I was gonna say, it looks like a lot of drivers are gonna use this race as their drop race tonight. Yep. Yes, sir. And it looks like in practice right now, Chase almost has a half a tenth. Actually, check that. Now it's 4/10 faster lap time than the guy in second place of Joseph Brooks currently. Yeah, he's looking for redemption this time, because last time we were here, I happened to mention to him that yes, his mom is definitely watching, and then he was like, "Oh boy," and then he proceeded to put himself on the K-rail and get stuck on the K-rail and all that other fun stuff. So he's looking for a good rebound on this one. Yeah, it should be a couple of 4-lap heat races or 4 truck heat races, and then an 8-car field. So it should be good. I'm excited. A lot of these guys are still learning this beautiful track here, and it sucks it doesn't exist anymore in real life. But hey, we have it in memory, and especially on this track. Yeah. All right, here's the starting order for heat race number 1. It looks like we have 5 drivers. Start on pole, Joseph Brooks. Starting P2, Casey Duran. On second row, Keith Lavender. Starting third, Braden Colwick. Starting outside. And fourth, and rounding out the field is Jason Martin.
There we go. Looks like I got my microphone back. I apologize for that. Some wonderful technical difficulties early on. But hey, it wouldn't be iRacing if we didn't have chaos on the tech side. So
Absolutely.
fortunately, everyone
Right
was able
now,
to hear you. So
hey, Brooks is looking to take all the advantage he can get out of this one, trying to get that extra 3 bonus points. He won't get any passing points, unfortunately, but that's all right. He'll gladly take the 3 extra bonus points if he pull this heat win off.
Green flag.
And we're green. Looks like Jason got a pretty good start right there in the back. He's going to look to the inside to try and make it 3 wide going into turn 1 as he drives it in deep to get into second place. Holy buckets! As they're single file going down the straightaway, as Jason's going to try and put the pressure on Brooks. As Casey's looking to the inside of Brooks, not Brooks, Martin there, but Martin shuts the door. Casey goes way wide on the exit there, but corrals it back up as he leaves the door underneath him open for Braden Kolwick.
They got a good battle for third here developing between Braden and Casey.
Yes, sir, as they're side by side going through the whoop section, going into the final corner as Casey does the over-under, gives him a little door bang, and Kolwick almost gets into the wall, but they're good to go as they're still banging down the front straightaway as Casey will take the third position away for the time being. Kolwick looking to the inside, gives to Casey a little door shot, and then proceeds to drive off the K-rail, but there no harm, no foul there. Still good to go. As Brooks has pulled away to 1.5 second lead over Jason Martin.
Ooh.
As we got carnage in the back as Kolwick and Duran both lose it in the turn 2 there as Lavender tries to pick up one spot as it goes way wide in turn 3.
Yeah, it's one of those, if you make a mistake here, especially in these heat races, there's not a lot of time to recover.
Yeah, with 4 laps, and especially at Wild West and 50-second lap times, things go by quick here. As Brooks comes in to complete lap 2 to take lap number 3, still has a comfortable 2-second lead now over Jason Martin. I know Brooks has been putting in a ton of work today and the past couple days to try and improve his time, and he got a little bit of coaching, so he's looking to finally get his name in the win column. As we ride on board here with Jason Martin to kind of show us how it's done around Wild West Raceway.
Yeah, Joseph getting ready to take the white flag this time by a little bit further back in the field. Everyone more or less kind of running single file.
We got Carol yelling, "Go, Joseph!" And then we got Strider Patty saying, "Let's Jason." I think he meant to say, "Let's go, Jason." So we got some people rooting for the first second of this heat race as Brooks has now opened it up to a 2.5 second lead.
Yeah, both Joseph and Jason are going to be sitting in pretty good positions for the main event tonight. So,
absolutely, and I think, in my opinion, having either the first or second of this track for Rolling Start is going to be preferred going into turn 1 because of how crazy and chaotic it can be sometimes on the opening lap. As Brooks comes around the final corner. Goes through nice and easy, no issues. He's going to come home with the win in heat number 1 of the Montana iRacing Series at Wild West. Followed by him is Jason Martin, Braden Kolwick, and Keith Lavender, and Casey Duran is in the pits.
not a bad heat 1. And,
no, it was pretty clean. We had a couple of little battles there, and they're starting to figure it out. They're kind of feeling each other out,
Yeah, so just a 3-car or 3-truck heat 2 here with Chase Gare out front, Zach Clifton, and Patrick. Looks like they are.
And all
rolling.
3 of these guys have the speed to win. So let's see what they can do tonight.
Yeah, fortunately, traffic is not going to be an issue for these guys. So
no,
it's going to come down to just kind of raw skill in these trucks.
Absolutely. I know Zach he's been texting me quite a bit trying to figure out what he needs to do and what his times are and whatnot. It looks like he was sleeping on the start there though. As Chase immediately opens up to a 1 truck length gap, make that 2 or 3 as Lemire gets around Zach exiting turn 1. as we're going into turn 2 here. Zach's going to try and look and gives him a little bit of a rear bumper shot, but then backs off just to try and corral it, as since he knows everyone's going to the main event, and that's where everything counts. And the best part about this particular heat race is everybody in this race gets a point gets a bonus point, because it's 3-2-1 in the heats, as we're right on board with Clifton here.
Yeah, everyone walks away with a little extra in this heat, which is cool. And we're starting to see those points kind of come into effect when you look at the overall for the season.
Yeah. We're definitely going to have to talk to Zach about updating his picture there, because I created that for him in like 5 years ago. Nonetheless, as Zach tries to look to the inside of Lemire, Val gets into the right rear quarter panel, backs off, and just kind of lets him go and try and see what happens here. And I know drafting is a big thing on this track, but it looks like Chase is just a little too far out there right now, pulling out to a 1.1 second lead. And I mean, the draft is kind of there, but it's not as effective.
Yeah, it is definitely a little bit more technical of a track. So really, this portion here is the only spot you can kind of maybe get a little bit of that. But yeah, from turn 1, 2, and kind of into 3, yeah, it's all about how you can get a drive out of those corners.
Yes, sir. And I know Chase has been putting in a lot of work, and since this is where we'll be racing at for the AMX series also, so and for drivers like Zach, Chase, and Joseph, this is a perfect opportunity to get some extra practice in to get ready for Tuesday night.
Yeah, well, speaking of the AMX series, we definitely want to invite you guys to come tune in. Tuesday nights, we kick off at about 9:15 Eastern. We will be at Wild West, so we'll be back here. And both the cross cars and the Pro 2 Lite. So be sure to set the calendar and come join us. We have a lot of fun.
Yes, sir. Come on out, as last week we put on a pretty good show. Zach is looking to try to do everything he can to get around Lemire, but Lemire just keeps shutting the door on him as Chase is on the last lap of the race. Let's see what he could do through tiers 3 and 4 if anything major happens. I'm sure he'll be all right. He's pretty consistent around this track. This one's pretty easy one to get through. As Chase Gare comes around the final corner to come take the check flag and win heat race number 2 with 3 extra bonus points. And Lemire will come in second place, taking 2 bonus points and an extra bonus point for passing Zach for 1 extra point. So he will also come home with 3 points, and Zach in third with 1.
Yeah, quick and easy. And while we let these guys get a few laps in for warm-up, we'll take you back to last week for some good racing we had. So drive on the inside, not quite able to make it happen this time by.
Oh, as we got one in the front on the front stretch, Frank.
I did not see who that was.
Got a weird. It looks like Cody got a weird bouncy, and he unfortunately got turned in the fence, but it looks like he got it back going. So unfortunate break for Cody, as he's going to drop all the way to last place.
Yeah, not a lot of time to make up ground at this point.
No, as we look back up front towards the front here, Chase has got a 3-second gap over Jason, with Jason about another second over Joseph, and another, I would say, 2 back to Patrick.
Yeah, Chase was quick to open that back up. He's like, I want no part of that. He's just running really smooth tonight. You can tell he's in his comfort zone.
Yeah, this is This is the showing he's been looking for, so I'm sure he's all smiles up front. As everybody's pretty well spread out for the most part. With 2 laps to go, Frank. This one is going by really fast.
Yeah, you got Zach still kind of pacing at this point. Patrick, I wouldn't be surprised if he's just maybe waiting for a mistake, an opportunity. But they're pretty evenly matched. 'Cause it seems like Zach is
Pace
able to
crosses the line this time right. The white flag is out, Frank.
I'm glad someone's paying attention. He likes to sneak that thing from me.
Yeah, we're gonna keep an eye on him here.
We'll keep
Battle
him in the
heating up
camera.
for second. See if Joseph's got anything in the last couple corners.
Ooh, getting
He
ugly
takes
there.
a bad bounce. That's gonna let Jason walk away. Chase is gonna come home first. Jason's gonna come home in that second spot. Joseph third. Patrick fourth. Zach fifth.
Yeah, that was some clean racing, honestly, for Firebird. I know a lot of people can struggle there, and you and I have been on the receiving end of some carnage. So for these guys who are not that familiar with these trucks, to be able to drive that clean is speaks volume to how quickly they're picking it up.
Oh yeah, I completely agree, 100% agree. That was probably one of the cleanest races I saw last week with these guys. And I was very impressed by it.
Yeah, which is funny too, because a lot of them were kind of stressing it, thinking that it was going to be kind of a wreck fest scenario. But yeah, set them up here, and
Yeah.
now I think these guys. I would love to line up with them on an AMX race, and I hope they do. I hope they come out and they know they're invited to join and run with us anytime, and hopefully they're enjoying it.
As long as they're registered before it closes. Yeah, we're not going to get into that though. Anyways,
Yeah. So
no, this race just seems pretty good. Who do you think? Who is your pick for this race, and who do you think is going to win, or who do you think is going to be a dark horse and come out of nowhere and sneak a win out?
well,
out of the water?
it's always easy to say Chase because he's got a lot of seat time, so he's got the advantage on a lot of these drivers, and there's not many trucks. So if there is an incident, he can kind of get back up there pretty quick. I like Joseph Brooks. He's just been consistent all season long. Patrick's looking great. Really, it's kind of hard to go wrong. And honestly, if I'm wrong, I hope someone in the audience will tell me.
My dark horse pick, I think, is going to be Zach Clifton. If he can get up there and kind of move some trucks out of the way and get his fight up there, I think he has a good chance.
I think you're right. So let's go ahead and get this started here as we wrap up practice and go right into the main event. Anthony, take us through the grid.
All right, starting on pole for the main event, 15 laps, Joseph Brooks. And starting on outside pole is Chase Guerrer. Starting row number 2, we'll have the driver starting the third of Jason Martin. Starting fourth, Patrick Lemire. And row number 3, we got Braden Colwick in 5th, Zach Clifton 6th. And row 4, we have Keith Lavender, Cody Coughlin, and Casey Duran rounding out the field. As Cody did not race in the heat race, so he must have just barely got here as the track started opening up for all the drivers. So he's a late entry, that's why he's starting in the back, and we'll see what he can do up there.
Yeah, well, 15 laps will make up this race. We'll throw a comp caution halfway through. As always, drivers do get their lap back if they got to swing into the pits and take some repairs. But let's get this underway.
Absolutely, as the drivers are Gonna take it slow, let the pace truck get out there a little ways, and then once that green flag drops, it is game on. They're all nice and uniformed. Man, this is probably the best uniformed I've seen come to a start here. As we are green, green, green. Brooks and Chase, oh, look at that. Every driver got a great start. Here we go, going into turn one. Chase is going to try and go a little bit wider as he's trying to get the run out of the corner. Brooks has a good run, has a half a truck length lead as Jason Martin and Patrick Lemire making contact on the exit as Jason's trying to bully his way into that spot as Chase has a preferred line going into turn two as Brooks is getting shoved by Jason and Brooks is holding on to the truck as Jason Martin is trying his best to get into third place.
Yeah, it looks like Braden
Justin
got
Brooks
caught
is
up on
getting
the
a little
wall.
loose there. Oh yeah, I see Keith back there stuck on the wall there.
Or yeah, that was Keith
Brooks
having to jump to the pits.
Yes. As Brooks is doing everything he can as Martin throws it in deep and gives into the back bumper of Lemire. As Brooks is now trying to run for his life from those guys and trying to chase down Chase. Cody Kuglin looking to put his name into the books here of trying to play a little bit of a spoiler after missing his heat race. So we'll see what he can do as he is right on the tail of these guys. As they all kind of single filed out and trying to feel each other out for the rest of this race until the midway caution, and then I think they're gonna start really putting on a show and trying to knock each other out of the way, figuratively speaking.
Yeah, it looks like most everyone's kind of single file at this point. Looks like Keith is a lap down, but like I said, we'll be able to hopefully give him that lap back when he comes out of the pit.
It looks like Kolek is also in the pitch as well. Not sure what happened to him, as we know Keith got into the K-Rail as we ride on board with Cody Kuglin as he looks to try and make his way around Jason Martin, but just got a little loose on the exit there, so he's got to corral himself back up and try and track him back down.
Yeah, it's all about getting the power to the ground on these things.
Ooh, sounded like he missed the shift right there. As we jump back up front to Joseph Brooks in second place, as he is now behind by 1.1, 1.2 seconds, right around in there.
Yeah, it looks like about 1 second separates, the top four as far as intervals go. So
yeah,
they're stacked pretty evenly behind each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're all evenly spread out, and like I said, I think they're just kind of feeling each other out and just see what's gonna happen here. As Lavender is now 3 laps down, he is out of this race, unfortunately. As Kolwick is back out on the track. Martin into the K-Rail. He is stuck on the K-Rail. K-Rail.
Oh, Anthony, how many times has turn 2 bit us?
Yeah, more than I would like to admit. And you have a lot of bad memories in that corner.
And I can almost set my watch to it. Every time I go out there, it's just... I expect it.
Yeah, the worst time it happens is when you're leading the race. But, stuff happens. And hopefully Jason is able to pit or toad fast enough to where he can get his lap back before he goes 2 laps down. So he can get back in there and race with everybody else like Braden. As Patrick looks like he is starting to slowly but surely crawl back up to Brooks, and he's just hanging it since he doesn't have Jason breathing down his neck anymore. He doesn't have to worry about that. As Kuglin and Zach are hanging out here in 4th and 5th here, and Zach looks like he has kind of reeled him in a little bit, but still trying to struggle to find that perfect line to get around this track to really get up there and play chicken with these boys.
Jump
As we
back
look
up
back
front.
up here with yeah, as we look back up here with Chase here, he seems like he's doing a, he's doing a pretty good job. He's just, staying out of trouble, riding a little wider than in some corners than he probably should, so he can just don't hurt the truck. As currently right now, drivers are asking our beautiful admin of Nick Nowak of trying to figure out if they're getting their lap back, and yes, they do get their lap back as we mentioned beforehand, and they'll get their lap back and get back in the race as we are taking the comp yellow.
Oh, I guess we are under caution. I apologize. I thought it was going to be at least one more time around, but we'll go ahead and stack them up now.
Yeah, as we take the comp yellow, Chase Garrer, Joseph Brooks, Patrick Lemire rounded your top three, Cody Coughlin, Zach Clifton, Casey Duran rounding out your next three, Jason Martin and Brady Kolick, 7th and 8th, and they will get their lap back as we'll sit here and wait and see what happens. Well, while we're waiting here and waiting for those two to get their lap back, shall we bring in a driver to interview?
Yeah, you got someone queued up on the radio?
Yeah, I got someone. He's our race leader, Chase Garrer. He's Chase Garrer. You got a copy of that in the booth?
Yep, I do.
So Chase, you're out there. You look like you opened it up to about a 2-second lead there. Look like you're kind of just in cruise control out there. How's the truck feeling?
Truck feels good. Was able to get a good start. I know I can trust Joseph racing right alongside of him, so we were able to battle side by side for a couple turns and was able to get the lead, and now just trying to lay down fast laps. So these guys are getting the hang of it though. They're fast.
Absolutely. As Jason, he did look like he caught the KRL. He was trying to get around everybody pretty darn quick there at the start, but unfortunately he caught the KRL, so you don't got to worry about him too much. But I will just say, Brooks and Lemire, they're coming for your butt now.
Yeah, they'll be trying to capitalize on the restart, so we'll just have to play it smart, try not to let them get to the inside, and see what we can do.
Absolutely. Good luck, Chase, in the rest of this race.
Appreciate it.
That was Chase Garrer, our current race leader in the of the race.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting second half. Like he was saying, with Joseph and Patrick kind of being able to restart on his tail, I think they're going to push, and as long as Chase can minimize the mistakes, hopefully he can keep them behind him.
Yeah, and what helps Chase out here is he has control of the start of this race, and Brooks better get up there. He doesn't want to give him too much of a gap there, Anytime from here to the start-finish line, Chase has the command, and sounds like we are green flag. As Chase opens it up to about a 1 truck length lead, as Brooks leaves the door wide open for Lemire, as Coughlin, Clifton, and Duran are 3 wide in the back.
Wasted
Well,
no
now they're
time.
back to 2 wide. Absolutely. Right now, this is the best time to try and make as many positions as you can on this restart with everybody bunched up. As Chase has opened up to a couple of truck length lead, as Jason Martin is trying to make his way back up through the field and around the outside, which is very difficult to do in turn number 3. As Coughlin is going to have the drive, and Zach is going to look to the inside, heading into this final corner.
Ooh.
Oh,
Like
a little bit of neck code that looked like.
Yeah, that was
Zach
a
gets
weird
into.
bounce.
It really was. And Clifton gets into Coughlin, and Couglin's into the wall. Hopefully Coughlin can get that truck, get straight back out and keep going as Zach moves into 4th place, as Lemire and Brooks are still battling out for 2nd place. And Garrer has opened it up to a 1.2 second lead as we ride on the drone with Joseph Brooks here coming around turn number 2.
Yeah, always a cool shot, especially as we go through the switchbacks here.
Oh, absolutely! It's always fun to watch this, especially when they're side by side or 3 wide type of thing, As looks like the top three have kind of singled out. Looks like the battle right now is for that fourth position between Jason Martin, Zach Clifton, and Braden Colwick. As Jason Martin and Zach Clifton are now side by side going down the front straightaway. Who's going to have this lap? It looks like it's going to go to Clifton, as they are beating and banging down the straightaway, as Clifton sends it way deep into the corner as Martin tries to do the crossover, and they're beating on the exit coming off the corner. Still side by side, still hitting each other. Here they come into turn number 3. Zach has the line. He's going to try and overrun it, try and stop it, but he couldn't. Martin takes the crossover, makes the contact, but just lost all momentum when he got a little bit sideways on the exit there. As he keeps it, as they are now single file, and now Jason's going to have to reel him back in, as Zach pulls out to a 1 truck length gap. Chase kind of looks like he's just out there on the Sunday drive right now, just kind of having a good time.
Yeah, he's definitely in his comfort zone. You can tell he's driving with confidence. He's just hitting the marks and just letting what he does do what he does.
Absolutely. And Brooks is open up about a 1 second gap on 1.5 second gap on Lemire. So well, I guess a 1 second, but Lemire just needs Brooks to make a couple of mistakes, as Martin and Clifton are still battling it out back there, still beating each other up.
Yeah, Jason's just not allowing Zach to have any breathing room at this point.
Well, I just got a message of a driver that's a little frustrated, but I'm sure you guys can figure out who that might have been. As Jason throws it in a little wide and almost sends himself off the track right there through the catch fence.
I was gonna say there was definitely contact with the fence.
Oh yeah. And believe it or not, every driver, when I've seen them doing that, they're getting that right front tire there going into turn 1 up that little bit of a dirt berm there. If they do that too long, there is a invisible wall there where it will catch. So hopefully none of these drivers find it, and they are able to keep doing that and help them get into turn 1 there.
I was gonna say, you speak from experience there.
Yes. And I've watched it happen in front of me. You'll just be driving, and next thing your truck just dead stops.
Yeah, next thing you know, you're in the pits, and you're like, "What happened?"
Right? Just like Justin Bennett's in our AMX race Tuesday night.
Real quick,
1 minute you're looking at the road, and next minute you're looking at the fence.
Give a shout out to Braden. I think he's still kind of getting the feel of these trucks. I don't think he's had a lot of seat time in them, but he's looking pretty smooth. He's starting to kind of his lines are looking like what they should be, and
yeah, a lot of these drivers. I know that a lot of these guys they got the idea, then they're just got to refine the lines up a little bit, and they'll be competing up towards the front every single weekend, I feel like.
we'll shoot back up here with Zach and Jason.
Looks like Zach has finally pulled out to about a 2 or 3, 4, 5, 6 truck length now, as he has got a little bit of quarter panel damage. His right rear fender is just kind of flapping in the wind there, but
Yeah,
so you'll have that on them big jobs when you're battling out there.
Yeah, I was gonna say evidence that they've been fighting each other off there.
Absolutely. As we're coming with 2 laps to go, as Chase still has a 2.5 second lead over Joseph Brooks and Patrick Lemire, as Lemire is doing everything he can to catch Brooks, but Brooks is just finally putting everything together to run good, clean, consistent lines to hopefully bring home a runner-up finish.
Speaking of finishing, Chase here is going to take the white flag this time by, so we're just about ready to wrap it up.
But absolutely, as Chase goes into turn 1, clean, smooth, nothing too crazy. Looked like he almost capped the K-rail, but well, we'll ignore that. We'll look past that.
Yeah, it looks like unfortunately Cody's out of the race, but joining us in the chat. So got some smiles there. I don't know if that's facetious or if he's just doing his thing.
It looked like Brooks did get a little bit sideways coming out of turn 2 there, but he was able to corral himself back up and get that gap over Lemire a little bit longer as we come around turn 4 for the final time as Chase Garrett comes down the front straightaway to take win at the Wild West Raceway. Round number 5, his 4th win out of 5 races. Joseph Brooks 2nd, Patrick Lemire 3rd, Zach Clifton 4th, Jason Martin 5th, and Casey Duran 6th, and Braden Kolwick 7th, and Kuglin and Lavender out of the race, and Nathan 9th.
Yeah, well, let's see if we got anybody ready to chat with us here in the next few minutes as they get ready to bring it in. Anthony, is that kind of how you expected it to shape up?
A little bit. I kind of was hoping to see a little bit more, side-by-side battles, but with a little bit of a low car count, it is to be expected. But that's all right. They still put on a good show here and there, especially for 4th place between Clifton and Martin there. As we are slowly waiting for Brooks to get his butt over here and Patrick Lemire to get his butt here too.
Yeah, well, while they do that, we'll point out this week, we're here at Wild West. I don't know where that one came from. But next week we'll be at Bark River, another kind of wide open track that a lot of drivers take a while to get the feel of. But then back to Lucas Oil and then round out the season at Crandon. So we got anybody to chat with?
Oh, he just finally showed up. All right, here we go. We got Patrick Lemire. You guys copying us with us in the booth?
How's it going?
Oh, going pretty good. How did the truck feel out there? It looked like you guys were just kind of in a Sunday drive with your guys in, single file for most of the race.
Yeah, it was feeling pretty good all race long. I feel like I definitely could have got somewhere if we had a few more laps, but I'm happy with the 3rd place and I'll take it. And the truck felt great.
Absolutely. It's just with this being the second time being here, did you learn anything from the first time coming into this race, knowing what you need to improve on from the last time we we're here?
I think a lot of it was just the shift points. I didn't do a lot of shifting the first time, and this go around, I kind of used the shifter a lot more, and it seemed to help out quite a bit.
Oh yeah, it's definitely at this track, shifting does help out quite a bit, especially when you're going all the way down to first gear, And hopefully, were you looking forward to Bark River next week?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's a new track, and I've never raced there before, so we'll see how it goes.
All right. You got any friends, family, and sponsors tonight?
Yeah, Gear Drivers Garage, BBI, AutoWorks Repair and more. You guys for putting the broadcast on and invite me to this league.
All right. Congrats, Patrick Lemire, on your 3rd place finish.
Appreciate it.
Sweet. I'll go ahead and pull up the results while we have a moment. It will be Chase Greer tonight with the win. Joseph Brooks in 2nd. Patrick Lemire, who we just spoke to, 3rd. Zach Clifton in 4th. Jason Martin, Casey Duran up to 6th. Braden credited with 7th. Cody with 8th. And then Keith Laverdure in 9th. Just kind of getting credited there. So, Anthony, who we got next?
All right. Coming up, runner-up is the one and only Joseph Brooks. You got a copy with us up here in the booth?
Yeah, I got you.
So, you finally got that Heat Witch race win. You got another one under your belt, and you were able to try and fight for a little bit with Chase in the beginning of the race, but it just looked like you got a little bit loose, tried to get a little greedy, trying to get around him there.
Yeah, I was starting the heat there. I was like, cool, heat 1, we're on the pole. If I can hang on to it, we should be okay for the feature. I looked over at the heat 2 lineup, and I was like, well, it'll be a good race either way. I mean, we're just going to try our best. we started that feature there. Turn one, I knew things were going to get chaotic, and I knew Chase had the outside line, so I was like, well, we'll just try and follow in behind him if we can. And we just got a little too greedy there, trying to get away from him or take the line that he had, and got a little loose there. But it set us up good for the feature or the rest of the race there. I think, maybe we just hadn't have been too greedy there at the earlier part of the race. We might have had a little better chance there in the first half, but Chase is just so fast. I knew that, there was, once he got to my outside, there was just nothing I could have done to hold him off any longer. So, and he did a phenomenal job to get on my outside as quick as he did. And, like we were just talking, I apologize to him for getting into him there, turn two, lap one. And, he's super cool about it. So, I think overall we had a pretty good night, but we'll try again.
Is there anything you learned from this race that you are hoping to improve on for the race on Tuesday?
Yeah, I mean, I think I found a couple different lines that we could try there for Tuesday next week, and see what we can get in that race. But it's just this track's very technical on how you got to enter the corner and exit the corner. So you gotta keep your momentum quite a bit. So we'll just go to practicing all week and try again.
Absolutely. Is there any friends, family, sponsors you want to thank out there watching?
Yeah, I want to thank Bite Motorsports, Braden Colwick, Jaden Rain, Missouri River Barbershop, Rocky Mountain Racing Media, Trackside Truck, JR1 Motorsports, Mom and Dad, everybody that helps out, not only on the sim, but in real life as well. We're plugging away on getting the real car ready to go. So we're very thankful for all the support we can get there. You guys for putting on the league racing for us, AMX for doing that, AMX iRacing for also the broadcast, all the league sponsors, and just everybody that comes out and races with us.
Absolutely. We appreciate it. And we're thankful you guys are here to racing with us.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
All right. That was Joseph Brooks finishing P2 in tonight's racing action.
Yeah, while we wait for our race our race winner to come on in, where we stand points-wise, unofficial at this point, but Chase will extend out his points lead. Jason Martin, 404. Joseph Brooks holding on tight. Just 3 points separate him. Patrick Lemire, not too far behind. Cody, Braden, Zach, Casey, Keith, and Chance rounding out the top 10 there. So points still tight. Still, honestly, one bad race, and there could be some changes. All right, Anthony, you find him?
I had to chase him down to the pits. He didn't want to be interviewed, but we got Chase here.
Yep, you got me.
All right, Chase. Congrats on the winning again. And so, how'd the truck feel in the second half of the race?
Truck felt good. This track really is about the starts. So I told you about the first half, second half. Like I said, just tried to kind of protect the inside off the start. I think I had a pretty good launch there. Tried to hold up the start a little bit just to catch them off guard. And as long as you can make sure no one gets to your inside on turn 1 and 2, you can just kind of set sail from there. So was able to keep it smooth. These guys are getting faster each week, and this has been helpful for me to get a little bit faster for our Tuesday night AMX series. So I'm enjoying it.
Absolutely. That's Brooks is excited for this stuff because right now it kind of seems like the two schedules are seeming to align in some crazy way, which is kind of cool for you guys. But is there anything you kind of learned from this? I'm going to ask you the same question I asked Brooks. Is there anything you kind of learned from this race tonight that you could try and apply it for Tuesday night?
Yeah, I think so. In practicing and running with these guys just today, I think I shaved probably 3 or 2.5 tenths off what I used to run on this track. So just finding a little bit of speed here and there. So we'll look to apply that for the Tuesday night series.
Awesome. That is great to hear. So is there any friends, family, sponsors you want to thank that's out there watching?
Yeah, got to thank Willow Mountain Lumber LLC, Race Treads. Got to thank you guys with Refuse to Lift Media for putting on another awesome broadcast. Hopefully everyone's enjoying it. In Theory Motorsports, BGM Racing, 461 Clifton Racing for all helping out with the series. And thanks AMX iRacing for supporting Montana iRacing with putting this thing on. Glad to have you run it and hope everyone's enjoying it.
Awesome. Congrats on your win again, and looking forward to seeing you next week, Tuesday at Wild West.
Sounds good. Thank you guys.
Yeah, well, speaking of Wild West, again, we're going to invite everyone to join us Tuesday night, 9:15. We'll kick off the action here on AMX iRacing TV. You can tune in on all the socials or over on amxiracing.com. And then immediately following that, we'll roll right into the Pro 2s. So, like I said, we'll be here at Wild West again. More great racing. The karts are fun. The Pro 2 trucks are even, I think, more fun. And we look forward to continuing on in that series. Outside of that,
Absolutely.
Anthony, thank you so much for joining me tonight. It's always a blast. Thank you to the audience tuning in and engaging with us every single week. You guys make this fun, and we love putting it on. I look forward to hitting the stream button on this machine. So with that, we look forward to seeing everyone next week, and everyone have a good evening.